Good morning, it's Denise here at Junk Journal Junkie UK. Nice to have you along, hope you're all well. Welcome to everybody, new subscribers, visitors and those who've been with me a while. So we're finally going to start the altered book today. So if this is your first time and you haven't been with me, I'm about to do an altered book, which I haven't done on camera. I've done one before but not on camera, and I'm going to do it with a kit. I'm going to do it with 3 kits, or parts of 3 kits from Nanine, who is at Collage Type, and they're autumn kits, and you will find the link to Nanine's shop and the kits in my description. So the book I've got is, it's not a Reader's Digest book. I wanted something slightly smaller but very similar, so I've come up with this Agatha Christie book. Because my printer doesn't print the pages to the edge of the paper, I often have to cut my pages quite a lot smaller. As it happens, I've tried some out on here, and I could have gone with a slightly bigger book, but I'm not sure that I could have gone as big as the Reader Digest. However, they are quite wide as well, and this one's not too thick, because obviously I don't want it to take, 10 videos, etc. So yeah, this is the one I've gone for, and I've chosen a brown cover with an orange inside because that's very autumn colours, fall colours, and it's got brown pages on the outside, so that's going to save me a lot of work inking the outsides of the pages, and I can just decorate the inside however I want. I don't have to cover anything up. And the same on the front, there's nothing really to cover up apart from a tiny 5 words there, which I may or may not cover up. I can just put a topper on that, or whatever I decide to do. I haven't decided yet. Okay, so this is the book, and to start with we've got to prep everything, so this will be the preparation video, I guess. There are lots of videos out there of people doing altered books, so I'm not going to go into huge detail explaining what I'm doing. I'm just going to show you what I do, make a start on it, and then I may turn the camera off and just finish what I'm doing, because I'm going to prep the whole book, just so that you're not sitting watching me doing the same thing over and over 30 times. Okay, so I'm going to leave that first page in. I'm going to leave that one. Let's have a look. Leave that one. I'll make those 2 the first page, I think I will. So I've left the first big thick one and 2 pages, no, 3 pages, and then I'm going to tear out 8. So you really need a book. If you haven't listened to my spiel before, you really need a book. 3, you need to keep counting. Oops, I need to concentrate on what I'm doing so I get all that out as well. Yeah, you need a book that's glued and not stitched. Now this one is, I need to concentrate on what I'm doing. I won't be able to get that out when I get further on. This one is both, so it is stitched. I think this is 7. Yeah, I've set that off now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Just because, so when you take a page out, the one that's opposite it, that's stitched in, stays in, and this one will. So what will happen is those 2 will be glued together, so that doesn't matter too much, but I don't want it to happen a lot, otherwise I'll end up with a real thick spine. I've brought some safety pins. I haven't. I brought some paper clips along. And what I'm going to do initially is put the 2 pages together, just to remind me what I'm doing, because once we get halfway through the book I'll get lost. A lot of people that do it do just do the first 6 or 7 pockets. I'm going to attempt to do them all the way through, so I don't have to do this again. So that one is going to either be a top or a side loading. So that's one pocket. This will be the first page of the second pocket, so I want 8 out in between. 1, I don't want to do that too often. 6. hard for me to count and talk at the same time. Okay, so that's 8. So again, those two will be glued together and make either a top or a side loading pocket. So I'll have one of each, one top, one side. Move those along, and then, sorry, I knocked my microphone then. I'll do that on the top, I think. So that if I miscount while I'm talking, I've got them there to go back to. What is wrong with you? And this is a problem we'll come across when we start gluing. We need to get the pages so that they like to be together, which they don't always. So give it a good crease down the middle. It could be, look where I've left that bit of paper in there. So this is going to be the first page of the next one, but I think this one is going to be like that both sides, so you'll see what I mean when I do it. So I'm going to leave the first page, the fold over page, so I'm going to leave 2, take off 8 and leave 2 for that one pocket. Let me just put those 2 together. So it will be 4 together, 2 at the front and 2 at the back, with 8 missing in the middle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's not necessarily brilliant paper, this either, for what we're doing. So those 2 and those 2 will make 2 pockets together. See when we get to it. So I want to do the same again. So 1, then 8 out, then 1 to make the next pocket. Yeah, so I would like perhaps thinner paper, but I had to have what I could get, and this was it. So 3, 4, 5. I'm not going to do this for much longer. 6, 7, 8. So those 2 are going to make a pocket together again like that. So I'm going to go through the book like that. I'm going to just stop the camera and then come back to you, so that you're not sitting through me doing that through the rest of the book. And I'll do the same again. 2 pages, 2 pages, then 4, 2 pages, 2 pages, then 4, all the way through, with 8 in between each. So we've got a nice gap in between each, and then when I've done it, will be it'll be a really thin book, because we're going to glue papers on it and put journal cards and all sorts in it, so it needs to be thinned out quite a lot, which it will be. Okay, so I'll be back with you in a moment when I've gone through and done all that. Okay, and I'm back. So I've done all that. I've taken all the pages out, and can you see there how many I'm left with? Let's see how many doubles we've got. So we've got that first page, and then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I've got 12 of those, which is more than enough for a book with a spine that size. Okay, once we get them covered, there'll be another 24 sheets in there just of the background before we put anything else in. So these are all the pages that I've taken out, and you can see they're lovely and inked at the side, or dyed or whatever. Yep, so glue pages or whatever you want to use with those. What I have done is stapled 8 of them together, so that when I'm working on a page, because obviously there's not much in the book now, when I'm working on a page, if I want to be pressing on it or whatever, I can put those behind it just to cushion what I'm doing, rather than there being very little. Once the book starts getting filled, that might not be an issue, but I just thought that might be a good idea. Okay, so that's the book prepped apart from the inking. But I'm gonna do 2 things at once when I stop. I'm gonna stop and cut all my papers and ink. So I'm just going to show you how I'm going to cut my papers, and then I'll finish them all and ink before I come back to you. So I am going to. This is going to be a quick altered book, because I am going to cut the pages down from these kits, which is why I've got 3 kits going on, and literally paste them onto every single page, pocket page. Okay, so I'm not collaging or anything like that, which is a lovely thing to do in a book. You know, I just didn't want it to drag on, and I do love these kits. Okay, so I'm just showing you an easy way to do it, or the easy way I'm going to do it, and then you can do a bit of both. You could collage some, you could put, you know, straight pages on others, whatever. But I'm going to cut enough pages to cover every one, and then I can go back if I want to, and then, well, I will want to go back and embellish the ones I need to, and create the journal cards. Okay, so like every other journal that we make, there's 1,000 different ways you can do it, change what you put in it, change how you make it, etc. Oh goodness, I think that might be the door rattling because the wind's blowing. I hope so. No one's trying to get in at me. Okay, so I'm taking my, as you know, whites off the edge. Yeah, you have to excuse the door rattling. I think it is the wind. Okay, and I know I want them 11 across and 17 down because I measured. I am literally only, so I'm coming about ½ centimetre in all the way round, and definitely maybe even 3/4 centimetre, can you see that, sorry, in the spine there, because as it gets fuller this will start to close up, and we either won't get in or it'll start pulling up, being pushed up by the next page. So I'm matting over the text, really, a little bit more, but not a lot, matting each of these pictures over the text, which I know is 11 by 17 centimetres. Whoops. But obviously I want to get them as much of the picture as I can, so it means I am cutting down from both sides. So I'm going to cut down a bit more there, so that I get, so you can see why I'm not going to do this on camera. There is a hair somewhere that, oh, it's in my nail, that's why. Just washed my hair. So I do tend to have hair everywhere when I've done it. Yeah, so that's 11 there. So what I'll do is go across and make them all 11 across, and then I'll go and make them all 17 down, because I'll have to measure them and make a mark for the down ones, so that I don't have to get the big cutter out, which I could, but it takes the entire table up, and it's a bit of a palaver. 11. Yeah, so you can see I've done that, so I've got the whole of the owl in there, and then I'll decide whether I'm taking off top or bottom. Obviously I'll take the white off, you know, probably come off the top of that one. Yeah, until they're all 11 centimetres by 17. And at the same time, while the camera is off, I will also ink. So I won't ink all the pages, but I'm going to do a good few, because it's quite a monotonous job. And like I say, I don't have to do the edges. Sorry, things are sticking to me for some reason, and I haven't even started the glue. So I'm going to go down here. I'm not sure what I'm doing on that page yet, but I'm going to go down here and round the edges. Is this the front? Yeah, so I won't need to do the middle. Yep, so in there, obviously I won't be able to get in there once the page is matted on it. Round here, and like I say, there's about ½ centimetre or so, perhaps a little more in the middle, that's going to be showing, so we definitely want it, although they are yellowish pages, we definitely want it inking. So I'm using walnut stain, yes I am. I'm just pressing lightly, but I do want quite a good coverage, so I'm using the darker ink rather than putting a lot on of a lighter one. Okay, so you can see when this goes over the text there, there'll be a lovely inked edge all the way around. And I am going to put these back on for now until I get going. So, do I do the front of that one? yeah, obviously I don't need to do the middle ones. So I'm going to do a few of those and cut my papers down, and I will be back with you after that. Okay, so I've got all my pages cut out, trimmed, and I think probably about the first half of the book inked. Okay, so you're now going to need glue pages. Now I'm not going to use the ones that we've taken out of the book, because I've got some bigger ones here from another book that I've taken pictures from, taken all the bird pictures from these, and I'm left with these just texty things, and they're a nice size to put one of these on and glue all around it without getting glue everywhere. So that's what I'm going to be gluing on, and we're going to start matting these pages onto here. Well, a few of them. I'm going to do the first 3 pockets with you today. So the first pocket is going to be the first one that we've clipped. So we're going to need, I probably need an outer page on both of those. I'm just going to do this one for now. So we need a page front and a page back, and then we're going to put a thumbnail in the top and then glue it together, glue the 2 pages together down these 2 sides so that it's a top loading pocket. So obviously I'm going to start with the owl. I've got him on the front. This is where this is going to come in as well. So because I know that my next pockets are going to be a double one as well, I can take that off just to give me a little bit of, yeah, now I've got something I can push down on a little bit easier. So I'm going to put the page on with a Scotch glue stick. Now obviously doing it like this rather than collaging it means you've got straight edges. I mean, you could decal, you know, tear or decal cut the edge of your papers. I haven't, I've just chopped them all on the guillotine. That kind of means that I've got to get them somewhat level, which is not always a good thing. So you don't want them too, I mean, I can and will ink round them again. You don't want them too close into the spine. I think I've already said that to you, because, you know, now it's fine, but later on as we get through the book, it could become a problem if you're getting them too close. Obviously that glue's still wet. I would normally wait until it dries off a bit before I ink it again, but I'm not going to do this one at this moment in time. But obviously when I do this page I need to get it the same top and bottom, really. If you can do those 2 things, that makes a huge difference. So that's going to be the middle of the pocket. I'll move this to this side to lean on, and this is going to be the back of the pocket. I'm going to put the first 4 mats on because I want the first one to show the bunny rabbit. Yeah, I want the first one to dry as much as it can before I start chopping out thumb holes, because my thumb hole, my circle chopper punch, is not keen on punching wet or gluey papers. You know, that's how I'm going to end up with a not so nice thumb notch, which you have to start chipping, you know, snipping away at, etc. Yep, so I'm fairly close in there. I definitely don't want to be any closer than that into the centre. Okay, and when I put this one on I need to make sure that I leave, I'm going to do it now, enough space. Now you might want to go through these and put them in pairs how you'd like them. That's a bit like a dog chasing the rabbit, and better not. Fox, I should say. You know, so that when you come to gluing you can just, should we have a nice plain one? Yeah, it's very similar to this as well. Or you can keep them in pairs so that you know the two parts of a page. Right, I should be getting rid of that. I'll fold them in half because I will be able to use them again, but I'm only using the glue page once. Yeah, so I need to make sure I kind of get that, the bottom up there. Now if the edges come up, it's not too much of a worry for me because we've got the art glitter, and the chances are we will have to go around and do quite a few of them. I think that's part of what I was saying earlier about it not being such nice pages, the book. They're very, very absorbent, so kind of that rough dare I say, cheap sort of paper. Yeah, so not a nice smooth finish, which is fine for grabbing the glue on these. See, I think that might be bigger than that one. Always annoying. Yeah, so these will, yeah, I definitely haven't cut that the right size. So I've got a thing behind there. Yeah. But again, a bit of ink, luckily it's plain, so a bit of ink around the top will disguise that. So yeah, you might want to take more time pairing them up and making sure they're exactly the same size in the pairs, etc. I never profess to be a good measurer. If you're with me a while, you'll know. Okay, so that, whoops, hang on a minute, what have I done? Yep, so that's one pocket. That's the front of this one, this is the back of it. That's right, so I'm going to put one on here as well. Put that under there. Yeah, so at the front and the back of the book, the spine is a bit wibbly wobbly as you're trying to do things, but as you get to the middle it should be easier. Right, shall we have a bird? A bird and some music? What else have we got? Not an owl again yet. Butterfly. Oh, that's nice. Pumpkins and squashes. Yeah, the same size, you two. Yeah, just about. Okay. Wrong one. I'm going to have this one on here. I think it's that way up. I don't know if it matters to you, but now obviously some of these things can have embellishments on the outside, or you know, if you want to, you can put flip outs and all sorts on them. I will be doing a flip out towards the back of the book to show you. But my idea with these papers and putting all the coloured ones on is that I could just create this book by just matting these beautiful papers from Collage Type on here and do nothing else. I nearly grabbed a wet wipe instead of a dry one then. Yeah, so I can stop whenever I want once I've got all these beautiful papers in and the pockets made up. Obviously I will go back and embellish, but it's not going to need hours and hours and hours of embellishment, which you might want, you know, and is fun, but it's not necessarily fun to film and everybody, you know, watch video after video after video of you doing that. So I'm just, I've got 4 pages there, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I'm just going to mat this one and then I'll put the other two together. Where's my little book? There it is. The stapled together bit. Have I got the right one there? Am I getting ahead of myself? Perhaps I have to staple them up again, otherwise I'm going to make a boo-boo. Right, those two are one pocket. Yeah, I think I was getting ahead of myself. Those two are the second pocket. I was thinking I was still doing the second pocket. And yeah, these are going to be different. These are the ones where we've got 4 pages, so let's go back and have a go at this one. So what we need to do is stick these 2 pages together, you know, to form a pocket at the top, but what I want is a thumbnail out of there, and I would ideally like it to dry a little bit longer, but for the sake of the video I'm going to do it. I'm also going to measure because I'm not falling for that anymore. I think it's about, oops, so the page is about 11.5, 5 3/4, somewhere there. You only want the front, not the front and the back of the pocket. You don't want a huge divot. Oh, not too bad. Little tiny piece it didn't like, but on the whole, yeah, maybe squash that down. Yep, so a little bit of ink on it, and behind there, where it's going to show. In fact, I'll go all the way across because the pocket's open across there, isn't it? Ooh, visit to the cemetery, nice. Well, it's Agatha Christie, isn't it? So this next bit is quite important about how you glue your pages together as well. So yeah, obviously you're going to glue down the two sides like I said, and I'm going to use tacky glue for this. The art glitter glue just doesn't give me enough time to change if I want to, and the Fabri-Tac, as we know, which would be perfect, dries shiny if I get it anywhere I don't want to. So this glue it is, and again I'm not too bothered if I don't get too close to the edge, as long as I don't make the pocket too slim. So it's about keep getting your spine up straight when you put that page down. Is that a wet one I've grabbed again? It is. But then lifting it up, so making sure it'll go both ways and not, it's so easy to twist when you do that if you're not careful. You need to get that page exactly, you know, where it will work both ways. It's not as easy as it sounds. I think that one's gone okay. It's turning very dark, isn't it? Let's see if I can just hit the light switch. Oh, it's facing straight at us. I don't know if that's any good or not. Not really, is it? I'll have to do. I've got a right shadow here now. Can I get you a bit nearer maybe? Might give you a better view. Is that better? Right, so we can get rid of that paper clip now. Yep, so those pages will be like that in between, and then this one will be a pocket with a... Now it's up to you, you can have the thumb hole either side. I'm going to, in the first one I'm going to have it this side. As I go through the book I will be changing it and putting it the other side. And again I want this one in the middle. So well, I've got just over 18, so just over 9. I can't see now, I'm in my own shadow. And again I don't want too much of a one, but I do want it to cut. Oh, once a keen, that one. Yeah, I have managed to bend it over. Like I say, I do need it really when I'm doing this. I need these pages dry. So when I've done the first few, when I come on next time, I'll probably do a few before I come back and cut the divot and glue them. So this is going to be the same thing, 2 pages glued together. So we'll start with a top loader and then a side loader. Lift the lid off my glue. So we just need to glue top and bottom here. Again, I need to ink under that divot. I mean, I will go around again afterwards like you always do when you're doing a journal, and ink anything that needs it, ink what needs it, and stick down with art glitter whatever needs it. Obviously you'll do a straighter job than me there, if only because you're not working around this silly tripod. Oops. Okay, so I'll get the spine straight and we drop it down. Wet one again, I wish I'd stopped grabbing for that. And then pick it up and make sure it's okay that way as well. Oh, well, it'd be an idea if we stuck it. That glue went straight into the page there. So can you see it lays flat if I open it that way, and it lays flat if I open it that way. Yeah, so that page, it's a nice journal page that, isn't it? But it's also crying out for a bit of embellishment as well, so there will be one of 2 like that. Yep, so that's your first 2 pockets done. So I'm just going to complete this one with you, and like I say, look, that's going to need some art glitter in there, but I'm not going to stress about it. So obviously we're going to mat the first one, as you know. This one is going to be, so that's the front of the pocket. This one's going to go this way, not quite into the spine, otherwise you end up with a thick spine. I'm going to cut some of it off anyway. So I've got about, what, 1/4 to 1/2 centimetre straight across the top there. Yeah, and that's going to be that pocket. in there. So that's the front of it, that's the back of it. So I'm going to put paper on there before I close it up. I'm going to cut some of that off and stick it down, and I'm going to put paper on there. It's just much easier than trying to squeeze it in once it's shut, in my opinion. Okay, so back to the papers. Now, no, we don't want to lose. We're only going to see the top half of this, aren't we? Oh, excuse me. Oh, I under-tapped my microphone. I'm really sorry if that deafened you. You're at the top. No, you're at the inside. I think it might have to be one of the plainer. Oh. Yes, you're nice peeping out. Forget what I was saying. I'm going to have this one here. Did I do the other side of it? I didn't, did it? I'm eager to be on with this one. And this isn't going to have a divot out of it either, so I better do it in order though, hadn't I? So take that out for there. What's going to go here? Acorns. I've got a few owls, but I've already had an owl at the minute. I could have me, yeah. I'm going to have that fox. Keep calling him a dog, don't I? Have that fox on there then. Whoops. So I hope this isn't becoming too long a video. I suppose I could have come back and done this. Oops. Once I'd showed you how to. I just want to get to a point where, you know, if you want to, you can just go off and do more in your book rather than wait for me all the time. And I appreciate there's a lot of you who know what you're doing and are just watching out of interest. But there may be some people out there who are, you know, I know I've got some subscribers who are quite new to junk journaling. Am I on the page? Just, I think I'll take that back, move it over a little. And that's the beauty of the glue stick, the Scotch glue stick particularly, that you do get another go. Is that the right cloth? Yeah. A bit like wallpapering, get the air bubbles out. Where's my little didgeridoo? It doesn't feel like it's in there. I lost it. That's there. That's better. It just gives you a bit of something to lean on rather than feel the paper clips and thin air under you. Yep, so that's going to need gluing down, this one, and a bit of ink. And I think I'm going to put one of those in there just in case we stick together. So I'm kind of rushing it. You might not go this quick when you do yours. So I chose the sunflower there, didn't I? Yeah. How much of that is on show? I haven't inked that middle, none of it. That's why. Sometimes I know what I'm doing. Right, let me just glue this. So I think if I just do one of these corner over pockets and show you the other, I'll call it a video then, because I'm sure it's getting long. And then I will continue the next video from that corner pocket. So I'm going to do, after these two corners, I'm going to do two of the same again, a top loading and a side loading. But then when I get to the next four, I'm not going to do this. I'm going to do a different pocket. But I'll show you that next video. Yeah, that's pretty popping out of there, isn't it? So what we're going to have on the front of it, is that a bit much, do you think? Yeah, I think I want something plainer on the front. Sorry, I'm hiding the papers from you, aren't I? Now, I have been rewatching Tanya at Teta Treasure's play. She's got in her playlist. She's got a in her playlists. She has a playlist of that one. I think it's very plain, isn't it? Altered Book. I've been watching it, rewatching it, as I was about to embark on mine. She's done two pockets like this, and she's done another pocket which I think is a really good idea on the front of it. So we might come back and do that. We'll see. but for now I'm just going to leave them like this. That'll be something that we do when the pockets are all created and we're filling and embellishing. Right, the trick here is to keep it straight, and I mean, you can do this however you want. You can measure it, you can fold it over the top if you want. I'm going to, I've got a little bit of glue hanging off my finger there, nice. I'm going to mat it just like I have the others, and I'm not bothered if a little bit of the book text, where's my scissors, shows through. You know, it's, sorry, I banged the microphone again then. It is obvious that it's a book. We're not trying to fool anybody or hide anything, so it might even be nice that a bit is showing. What I do need to do is ink the edge of it. So yeah, that's perfect for writing on, but it's also perfect for putting a that'll do, just something to ink onto. Yeah, putting another pocket on top of. We're not hiding anything too beautiful. Yep, I'm just going to put that one on there. I mean, I could have made cut a taller piece out and gone up there with the point, I suppose, couldn't I? I could, even if I'm desperate, stick a point in, but I don't think it's going to bother me. But we'll see when it's dry. I mean, I am keeping all the little bits that I cut off, so it won't be a problem. Everything's fixable in junk oh, dog's teeth again. Junk journal crafting. Fixable or embraceable. If you can't fix it, embrace it. What am I doing? Yep, that looks good. See what I mean about keeping your spine out? It's a little bit wonky on the spine, but nothing that let's straight this edge actually. Could be the spine that's not quite straight, but a bit of ink won't cure. Okay, so I'm not going to do the other one. I'm going to leave it there because I understand that the video is really long, but all I will be doing is folding that over so it kind of matches that one there, and then doing exactly the same thing so that we've got two pocket tucks together. Now you could make them identical if you wanted them to mirror each other. I'm not going to. I don't know, I might put another piece of that on there, I haven't decided yet, but a different image behind, and then again mat the back of it. I did that one, didn't I? Yeah, mat the back of that one, and then you're on to a top loader again if you're following what I'm doing. Okay, so thank you ever so much for watching me. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope it's been informative in some way, shape or form, and I'll see you again tomorrow with part 2, and I'll try to have my own teeth in. So give me a thumbs up if you've enjoyed it, and have a lovely day. Bye bye.